Only war.
What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. We are doing Lions of the Emperor today. Brand new detachment just came out for the Custodes. Super excited to go over this. This came out today, and everybody on Discord and all over the internet was just going crazy. I think this detachment just speaks to me. I think it is super cool. I was running the character detachment really only on the Custodes. I think it was just really cool having solo mini freaking dudes just running around all over the table, just non-stop dying and killing whatever the hell they want. And this just kind of makes it that much better. You're able to basically run anything in the codex and it'd be good, besides obviously tanks. But we're going to go over everything about this Lions of the Emperor detachment today, and then we'll go over some lists at the end, maybe throw it up on Patreon as well. So appreciate all my Patreons first off. If you guys want to get some coaching on patreon.com, we have competitive coaching. We can go unlimited lists and tactics, ideas, stuff like that. And if you want Grandmaster coaching, we play specific lists you guys want on battle reports. You get a call once a month if you guys want to go over any battle reports, GTs, or ITTs coming up. We were ranked #1 United States player on ITC last year. So we are pretty good at the game, and we could definitely help you get better at the game if you are interested in competitive play. So let's get into it. We'll display our screen, and I first off really like this picture. It'd be really cool to have this like as a sticker. Just big ass sword like that's really cool. That's badass. All right, so first off, I read this this morning, going through it, and had to update my app and start making lists already. I already made 2 lists, and everything I was reading, I was like, this is good, this is good, this is good. It just kept going. Sometimes you get to a detachment, you start reading the enhancements, you're like, all right, maybe I can use 1 out of the 3, 1 out of the 4, and then you get to the strats, you're like, all right, two of them being bad, 4 out of 6 isn't bad. You know, this detachment, you can literally use every single thing in this detachment and it'd be good. That's what's so cool about this attachment. So I'm so excited to put this on. We already have Dirtbags already playing this and testing this out. We're going to get an RTT game tomorrow morning with this. So by the time you guys watch this video, we post them usually on patreon.com first. But by the time you guys see this, it's probably already out there on how well this is going to be doing. So let's get into it. Lions of the Emperor, one of the coolest fucking detachment names out there, and one of the coolest strat names out there. So against all odds, each time Adeptus Custodes unit, not like character like the other detachment, not character unit, just units, gets, excluding vehicles, makes an attack, shooting or melee. If there are no other friendly units within 6 inches of that unit, add 1 to the hit roll and add 1 to the wound roll. It's not like models, because that would just be all solos everywhere. This is literally, if you're 6 inches away from another Custodes unit, like more than 6 inches away, you can then get +1 hit, +1 wound, shooting or melee. So you're basically going to have your guys spread out kind of all over the place. Your 6-inch widget's going to come in so handy while playing this attachment. And markers. So having who's going to have your once per game ability, your free strat, all that stuff. So all these markers is going to be key to playing this list. So that way you don't get confused. Your opponent doesn't get confused. You're not cheating, because you're going to be able to use once per game abilities multiple times. So make sure you have your markers. And we do sell objective markers that if you guys want to use them, they're poker chips from the Dirtbag Nation. Superior Creation is the enhancement. So a 2+ get back up with full wounds remaining, not with an engagement range either. So if you are destroyed engagement range, you then get back up on a 2+ with full fucking wounds remaining. That is ridiculous, guys. We have characters with 7-8 wounds in this detachment. I think a shield captain has 7 wounds. It's infantry only, so you can't put it on an 8 wound bike character, but 7 wounds with a 2-up, 4-up, 7 toughness, OBSEC 2 character that just beats face, gets back up on a 2+. That is 100% guarantee going to be in every single list. Then we have Lone Op ability. So I was thinking about putting this on the bike captain. So the bike captain being able to be speed 12. You can give it the salvo launcher, I'm sorry, the hurricane bolters or the salvo launcher. The salvo launcher just getting one random pot shot, hitting on 2s, ignoring basically -1 to hit because of the detachment, and then strength 10, wounding on most things on 4s vehicles, because you're going to wound anything on toughness 11 or more. You're going to wound on 4s. If you're toughness 10 or less, you're going to wound on 3s, which is awesome. So with a twin linked as well. So D6 plus 1, just an extra damage, AP 3. That's a pretty cool extra, like just random last cannon shot going across the table. 24-inch range. And the other one is the hurricane bolters, just running up, shooting something 18 or 9 inches away, just clearing off chaff. But being lone op, you're going to be able to be a lot more defensible with that. So being in on the bike champion, you can basically charge in, do a bunch of damage, use his ability once per battle, which you can spend a CP to redo. At the end of your fight phase, if this unit has fought, this phase is within engagement range of one or more enemy units, it can make a fallback move. So basically you charge in, kill something, move the puck back 12 inches, you're lone up, and then if not within engagement range of one enemy, you can make a normal move. So basically you charge in, kill something, if there's nothing left, you basically just make a normal move 12 inches back. Like, that is really good, having a lone op character that's speed 12 being able to do it. So I thought that was really cool being that on there. You can have it on like a little dude if you want to just kind of hop down and just be lone op somewhere. I thought it'd be good to have like a more maneuverable character to do that. Next one is the shield captain only. Now this one's kind of situational. This is the one where it's like, all right, I could use this if I just want to go ham into like a horde army, but this isn't going to be my go-to. The bottom one's going to be the go-to. So this one is a shield captain only. At the start of the fight phase until the end of the phase, add 2 to the attack characteristics of melee weapons equipped by bearers for every 5 enemies. So if you have a squad of 10 that's within 6, you get 4. If you have 15 models within 6, you get 6. If you have a 20-man unit, you're going to get an extra 8 attacks on your dude. So you can just literally gung-ho and charge right into it. It's called Fierce Conqueror. Charge right into the enemy and just kind of like wrap everybody up, and then you get extra 8 attacks on your already 7 attacks going into something with sustain hits, hitting on 2s, probably wounding on 2s. Like, this is going to be nuts. So that is an option. Or if you just want to hit a lot harder on one of your dudes, shield captain, improve the strength characteristics of melee weapons equipped by a bear by 3. So I was thinking about putting this on the Terminator shield captain with an axe. So an axe is going to be able to be 6 attacks, strength 12. So you're going to wound almost anything in the game on 2s, unless they're toughness 12. Then you wound them on 3s. But if they're anything below toughness 12, you're going to wound everything on 2s, and it improves the armor pen by 1. So you go from AP 1, which axes fail at, to AP 2, and 4 flat damage. So if this guy goes into a tank, right, hitting 6 times, sustain hits, trying to get some extra hits, wounding the tank on most likely 2s, AP2, if it's a 3-up save, goes to a 5-up. Any failed saves, if he fails 3 out of the 6 or 7 saves that go through, you just killed that vehicle. Like, that's going to be a solo running in, killing a vehicle, and that total points is like 155 points. I think that's the upgrade. No, it's 140 points. You can literally charge in, kill a predator, and make your points back up right then and there. Like, that is insane. Oh my god. All right. That's really cool. So there you go, guys. The enhancements are so good. So now we're going to get into the stratagems. The stratagems, let me see if I could zoom in here for you guys. All right, and we'll move that over. All right, cool. So Gilded Champion, just after, or any phase, this is where you can use the once per battle ability in addition one more time, but only each character can do it once per battle. So that's why you have to keep track of who has it and who doesn't. You can put little rings on your guys, take the ring off if you used your once per game ability. You can have tokens next to them. You could have whatever the hell you want next to your characters. I did a specific dice, like a small dice, and I just put 1 dice next to each of my characters, and anytime I use my once per game ability, I just take the dice away, right? So that way you can kind of remember who has it and who doesn't have it. And with this ability, you can use a strat to basically put that dice back next to your dude, because now you get to do it again. It's right when you use it though. So any phase, whether it be them shooting you for the trade on 2-up invuln save or something, right when you use it, you spend that CP, and then boom, you get to reset that once per game, which is freaking awesome. Like, that's multiple times, unlike the other detachments, multiple times per any custodes character can redo it. So you're gonna be using this almost every single turn. Like, every single turn, you're just be like, all right, I'm just gonna reset his, probably for free because they're all shield captains. God, that was a lot. So that's the first strat. That's insane. All right, Defiance to the last. So fight phase, just after the enemy has selected its targets. One custodes unit from your army, select one. This is a fight on death on a 4+ for your custodians. This might come up if you're gonna just get wrecked, or you get charged and you have a character, like maybe one character left, and you're like, all right, I get a 2+ fight on death. Like, because if you're a character keyword, you get a 2+, you add 2 to that result. So if you know, like, hey, Trajan's gonna get, you know, mowed down, I'm getting charged by all these dudes, you just spend a CP just after they select the target, so it's before you know if you die or not. But still, 1 CP, fight on death on a 2+. You're most likely not going to be using that if they're charging into you, because we're only going to have like 4 or 5 man units. So it might not be worth it. But if it's like you're at the bottom of the turn, you haven't used your free strat yet, boom, there you go. There's your free strat. So that fight on death, 2+ on your character. Nuts. In the fight phase, 1 army from the selected fight. So you can give any Adeptus Custodes unit, like Sister's unit, for example, precision. So if they're charging in, you just spend 1 CP, and now all of your melee attacks have precision. So I know you have a precision strat for your character, but let's say you want a lot more attacks going into that other character, and you can kind of get different angles. So like if my character is on this side of the wall, but I have most of my other guys on the other side of the wall, and the guys on the other side of the wall can see your character, everything's going to get precision in your character. Most of the time it's line of sight from your characters to the other character. You have to have line of sight. Now, if anybody in my unit has line of sight, those guys that have line of sight to you can put precision on your character. So gives a little bit of a bonus to killing the enemy's characters, especially on units like Sisters going into something. Like, the Sister character might not be able to do it herself, but if I have 10 other Sisters with her, they're probably going to kill your character. AP2 damage, sure. So that's really cool. That's just a little tool piece in this detachment. Then we got, I want to save that one for last, the coolest strat we have in this entire 40k universe. Maneuver and fire. Your movement phase, this is cool. So basically you have a fallback, shoot, and charge strat for 1 CP. This being in KS Space Marines, and now Custodes have it on their freaking blobs, is nuts. They don't have any pistols, so being able to fall back, shoot, and charge, not just the unit that you were attacking, but literally anybody. So if you just get tied up by a random, 20-man zombie unit or whatever, they just want to kind of tie you up, right? They tag you, you kill a couple of them, now you're still stuck in combat. You're like, you know what, 1 CP, fall back this opposite way that I wanted to, shoot, and then charge something completely opposite direction. That is just nuts. And they should. They're freaking Custodes. They're solo armies. Like, they should be able to do whatever the hell they want. Swift as an eagle. Just fire with these names. Your opponent shooting phase, just this is so cool. Just after an enemy has shot 1 Adeptus Custodes unit from your army, excluding vehicle units, so not vehicles obviously, but like units, characters, bikes, anything you have, was selected as a target of 1 or more of those attacks, unit can make a normal move up to D6. That would be really cool, and probably busted if it was just 6, but D6 makes it a little bit more fair. Now this could basically be able to be more aggressive. So if somebody's shooting at you from afar and like that's their only shots coming into you, you could be like, all right, I'm going to spend 1 CP, and they don't even have to kill somebody. They could just, like, if they shoot you, if they shoot you, nobody dies. You just spend a CP and get D6 movement towards the your opponent. Or if you want to get like behind a wall or onto an objective, really any direction, you just make a normal move up to D6. So your OBSEC 2, OBSEC 3 units, if there's like 1 guy on the objective and all of a sudden they shoot at you, now there's 3 guys on the objective, you go from OBSEC 3 to OBSEC 9 just for 1 CP. That's going to be good. This is going to deter people from shooting at you. You're going to be like, hey, I technically have like a horde move for 1 CP. then I can move in any direction. So they're like, fuck, now what am I going to shoot? Am I going to shoot you? Am I going to shoot something else? I don't want to shoot you because if I shoot you, you can move closer. So that's going to save your guys a little bit from getting shot at closer, and they might have to shoot somebody further away. But if they shoot at somebody further away, now you can spend the CP on that unit, and they can move up closer, right? So it's a lot of shenanigans. A reactive move after being shot at is just good. All right, let's go over the best one. Not the best one, I'm sorry. This is just the coolest one. They're all freaking good. So, unleash the lions. This is the first thing I saw. Like, I was like, all right, how can I break this, right? And everybody's already thinking the same thing. Your command phase, 1 Alaris or Aquilon Custodians, which is the Forge World guys with like the better guns, and strength 8 AP2 spears. That unit splits into separate units, each containing 1 model. These new units now have starting strength of 1. Now, there's no other deterrent about this. It's not like they all can use their once per game ability once. No, it's my 5 or 6 man Alaris Terminator unit with my character is going to be able to come down in my command phase, then split off into 6 or 7 different units, all move out wherever the hell they want to move, right? Do whatever the hell they want to do, and then they all have their own individual once per game abilities. That's what's so crazy. So every single one of them will have the uppy downy for the rest of the game. So that's why I'm saying you have to remember who has what uppy downy tokens on your characters. And if you want tokens, make sure you hit me up at Discord so we can get you some dirtbag tokens out there. But you have to keep track of every single model in that unit that has the uppy downy after they split off if they haven't used it already. So some ideas with this is you could have a 3-man Custodes Terminator unit with the character. You could have 4, you could have 5, you could have 6, whatever you want to add up to. But usually a 5-man with like a character would be a 6-man unit. So that way you don't have to do the triangle when you spread out. You can kind of just go straight across if you need to. You can kind of worry less about coherency. But that would be probably the best thing, and they're all blast weapons. So taking on like a Horde, Chaos Cult, Curse Cultist, AC/DC brick with 66 shots plus 24 shots. So it's 66 plus a 20-man blast. So you're getting plus 4 each. So you're going 6, 12, 24 plus 66, hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s most likely, because you're strength 4, I believe. So strength 4, wounding on 3s. I think it's strength 4. Let me just check. Yeah, strength 4, AP 1 damage. 18 inches. So wounding toughness 4 on 3s, because +1 to wound, is going to mow down a ton of chaff, a horde. Like, you're just going to kill more than half of that unit. So that's really freaking good. And how many points is that unit? So 5 of them is 325 points. So if you can kill a full AC/DC brick, you're basically at almost 300 points alone. So they're going to come down, and that unit plus the 130 point shield captain, so you're up to 455 points. So 455 points, you have to kill an AC/DC brick and probably a tank or something else to make up its points. So if you can kill those 2 units, that unit made up its points. So then everything else is just, they split off and then they go up and down all over the place. Oh my god, this is so cool. My idea is you rapid ingress, so you start them in deep strike. You can start them on the table, then you lose the once per game. So you start them in deep strike, or if you go second, they can use their once per game ability to come up on turn 1. Then you come back down. No, so I would just put them in deep strike. So you put them in deep strike, and whether you go first or second, if you go first, you can just bring them in turn 2 somewhere, defensively in the center, and if they leave their backfield open, whatever, you bring them down, and then in the command phase next turn they can split off. Or you rapid ingress in bottom 2. If you're second player, you rapid ingress top of 2, and then in your command phase on turn 2, you split them off. So now on turn 2, you now have 6 different units just all over the place. They're just running all over the place, getting fucking actions done, whatever the hell you need. And now they're just like mini Custodes all over the place with 4 wounds, 2 up, 4 up, toughness 7. Whew, that's gonna be insane. So this seems really, really fun. I cannot wait to play this, and I'm going to test this tomorrow morning. So cannot wait to test this. This is going to be super fun to see and play on the table. I don't know if I'm going to be running this or the Be'lakor one, because the Be'lakor one we're going to do next video. But I don't know if I'm going to be running this. I don't think I might have these units, but there's another list I really want to try with sisters. But I had these units, but I need to buy sisters, and then we'll go from there. So let's get into 2 lists, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, so first list we got going on is going to be our sisters list. This is the more of a fun list. I think it's still going to be really scary, but having sisters be able to kind of walk up and just murder whatever the hell they touch. So their strength 5. Let's look at their profile. So the Great Blade is 2 attacks each, anti-psyker 5+ dev. So if you're going into anything with a psyker, they're just going to get murdered. Their strength, they're hitting on 3s. So with this attachment, they hit on 2s. Their strength 5, so they can wound most infantry on 2s, +1 to wound. And then their AP 2 damage. Like, that just murders any marine infantry unit out there. A lot of infantry units out there. So even if they're strength 5 and you're going into toughness like 5 or more, it's still going to be 5s or 4s. Or 4s or 3s. Like, it's going to be hitting really freaking hard. So that is that. Plus their built-in dev. So dev wounds built in, being 2 damage, AP 2. And then you have the characters at the top. So you have the Knights and Chicas. So she does +2 movement, +2 advance, and +2 charge. So if you're able to get out of a Rhino, speed 9 or speed 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You're getting out of the Rhino 11 inches. So you're going to get out really freaking far. And then you can, charge something at +2. So you technically make off like a pretty solid 8-inch charge, only needing a 6. So something 19 inches away from your Rhino is going to be in threat range pretty reliably. So that's going to be really scary to deal with, especially with 3 of these units. So we have, and now this is an option. So Alea, I think that's her name. So Alea gives the fight first ability. I would definitely add her into this list instead of the 3 of these girls. So add one of them, which would drop 10 points, and then you can kind of change around some different stuff. But Shield Captain, Aloris Terminator, we have 3 of them. One of them we already went over, has the Fight on Death 2+. The other one has the extra damage weapon, extra strength, extra AP, extra damage. And then the Shield Captain, the Jet Bike has the Lone Op. So these pretty much stay the same, the 2 lists that I built. The only difference is these ones. So take out 1 Knight for the Alea, and then Trajan. So Trajan being able to do the 2+ invuln save twice per game and the 12 attacks twice per game. That's why we're bringing in Trajan. And he's cheap. He's 130 points. He doesn't give the free strat, but him with a guard unit, just 4 rolls to hit. No, just 4 rolls to wound is kind of nuts. So, yeah, we have a guard unit to go with Trajan. And then we have 3 Rhinos. So having the Rhinos, they're great for blocking out. They're good at doing actions. They're just a little bit tanky. Having at least 1 vehicle in your army is good to stop or bring it down. And they deliver the sisters to get into position to do really crazy things for the amount of points that they are. So you could probably get away with 2 of them. Probably definitely would bring 2 or 3 of them. They're anti-psyker. Like, if a psychic unit shoots at them, they get some feel no pain, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so they are cheap, good action units that deliver the sisters. Then we have the Aloris Custodians. So there's a 2-man there. The Vigilance, which is the 10-man sister chick for 125 points. They easily should make up their points. Easily, with the amount of damage that they put out. And then Witch Seekers, here's a little combo. You can put 1 Witch Seeker unit and a Rhino to get Scout. And then once it scouts up, usually behind cover, they can then run backwards to go block out your home field. And then the sister unit that you set up can advance +4 into the Rhino to get in for the next turn. So you basically do a little swap. So your Rhino goes in, gets a scout move with the Witch Seekers, 6 inches. The Witch Seekers, after on your turn 1, they just run back out of the Rhino, backwards defensively, and then the other sister chicks run into the Rhino and then kind of set up for the next turn. Or they could technically run into the Rhino, then the Rhino can move. So you could do that little combo. Then we have the Caldus Assassin. So I think this list is cool if you really want to test out the sisters. And then again, these are my kind of standard. This is going to be in almost every single list that I build. These 5 dudes. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So we're going to add the second list onto Patreons. So if you guys are Patreons, we're going to go over my main list. Head over to patreon.com, go to the end of the video, and then you'll be able to see the Patreon list. So if you guys are Patreons, you want to support the channel, head over to patreon.com. We have really cool t-shirts. Go buy those in the description below. They are... Shit, I think I have a... Hold on. I have the t-shirt here. Ugh. These t-shirts are new up on the site. So these are like the little logos. So there's a whole bunch of different armies of these guys. But yeah, go check out that. Support the channel. We're going to go over Be'lakor next. So if you guys are subscribed to the channel, we're going to go over Be'lakor and give some lists over there as well. But yeah, there's just so much going on with this new index. We'll probably go live tomorrow maybe to kind of go over everything. So guys, appreciate it. Good luck, and head over to Patreon to check out the final list. All right, guys, if you want to support the channel, head over to the merch store. The link is in the description below. We have our new sports themed Grey Knights, Chaos, and Space Marine logos on a bunch of different shirts. We just updated the shirt as well. These are probably the most popular. So if you guys want to rep these at the local GT, you can do that. Also sport the Dirtbag swag. So really appreciate it. Click on the link below. If you guys are interested in other merch, we do offer some 3D prints. We have Codiez, the Assassin, should be in every single list. The Space Marine Lieutenant, Space Marine Librarian, the Tech Marine for Grey Knights, and the Cypher should be in every single list. We have poker chips, which are great for sticky objectives. All of the stickers are manageable. These will be on t-shirts soon. We have widgets still, and we have about orange and orange. So we have orange Dirtbag dice. If you guys are interested in getting some dice thrown on the table, hit me up in Discord and we'll get back to the video. What is up, gents? 40K Dirtbags here. If you guys are interested in joining the Dirtbag Nation over at patreon.com, you get a bunch of perks. What we did in 2024 was we really expanded. I had traveled a ton and I played my ass off in 40K. Right now, we're ranked #1 best player in the United States on ITC rankings. We were the #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world this year in 2024. 2 years ago, we got ranked #1 Grey Knight player in the world, and this year we're probably going to go into Death Guard, hopefully when the new Codex comes out, or Emperor's Children. But you guys, if you guys want that head coach or that coach always in your corner, just to ask questions, bounce ideas off, that's what the Competitive Dirtbag and the Dirtbag Nation is all about. If you guys want to support the channel, you head over to patreon.com. You can join the Just a Car tab, which is $5 a month. You guys get access to the Discord Patreon tab. You have to be a patron to get into that Discord, and also I'm always there. All the other coaches are there. Basically, it's just such a good community over on Discord that you guys get specific access to it that only Patreons can get. If you guys want to bump that up, the Competitive Dirtbag tier, you guys get to message me or another Grandmaster or another Dirtbag coach over the Dirtbag Nation to add unlimited questions, list ideas, list reviews, and bounce ideas off of. That's what having a coach in your corner is all about. If you guys want to bump up to the Grandmaster tier, that tier you get every perk under the sun. So basically you get access to Discord, you get one-on-one coaching, you get a call once a month if you guys would like to go over any RTTs coming up, any GTs coming up, any list reviews live over Discord chat, and also a special perk that Grandmasters get. If you guys want any video suggestions like we do all the time with these table setups that we just upgraded thanks to the Patreons, you guys get suggestions or battle reports you want to see specifically played live by a coach or myself on the next battle report, or a live battle report coming up on the Patreon. So you guys get obviously first access to all the videos. We post them first on patreon.com, but there's just a ton of benefits to having a professional coach that plays this game all the time at the very, very high competitive level in your corner at all times. And that's really what the Dirtbag Nation is all about, getting you guys better at 40K, the basics, and being good in your community. So if you guys want to support the channel, I really appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without you guys in 2024, 2025. I am super stoked for, super excited for. We really want to get a bigger studio going. That is going to be my focus in 2025, is really growing the community on YouTube and Patreon specifically. So thank you so much for 2024, all my Patreons. If you guys are interested in joining and want that coach in your corner, head over to patreon.com and support the channel. Appreciate it.